Gen V may be done for the season, but the boys are back to fill the soup-shaped holes in our hearts with a brand new trailer. During the first season of the college-centric spin-off, showrunners Eric Kripke on The Boys and Michelle Fazakis on Gen V made it clear that the two shows would be tightly woven throughout their tenure. Now, at the time, a cynic might have assumed that it would be a one-sided partnership, with Gen V pulling from The Boys universe to entice viewers to check it out. However, The Boys' first trailer for its upcoming Season 4 makes it apparent that both series are going to make good on the promise of connectivity. It's also heavily signaling that Homelander's gonna die in Season 4? Come with me on a little journey, won't you? This trailer heavily implies that Robert Singer and Senator Victoria Neuman have been elected as President and Vice President of the United States of America. Now, thanks to Gen V, we know that Neuman is in possession of a virus that could completely wipe out all soups. But given that she is a soup herself and her daughter is of her bloodline, we're not gonna see the recently elected vice president unleash the airborne virus anytime soon. Still, she's got both one hell of a weapon and one hell of a Homelander problem. So who will Neuman be turning to in order to mutate the virus even further? There is, of course, a slim chance that Neuman has no intention of using the virus at all and just wants to ensure that it's staying out of the wrong hands.
We'll make sure this stays out of the wrong hands.
But that's not really her style, is it? The now vice president deciding to not twist an impressive murder weapon to her advantage is pretty far-fetched for the character. Almost as far-fetched as the next little theory spiral that I'm about to take you on. We watched Black Noir die at the hands of Homelander back in Season 3, but the quietest member of the Seven sure does seem to be back on his feet in this new trailer. Of course, this could be as simple as Vought wanting to be sure that the death of Black Noir doesn't add to the growing discourse surrounding their super team. No one knows what the soup looked like, so they really could have crammed anyone into the costume. Or we could be seeing a comic-accurate Black Noir make his way on screen. Previously, the Prime Video series had used the character for the same purpose he had in the comics, ensuring that Homelander didn't go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and kill him if he did. However, they elected to have the soup be his own character rather than the Homelander clone that he was in the comics. But now that the original Man in the Mask is dead, it could have just been that they weren't using the Homelander clone part of his story yet. Why would they do such a thing? Two key reasons that are actually more tied together than they may seem at first glance. The first being that Black Noir is actually the big bad in the Boys comics, and the second being that Victoria Neuman has the aforementioned Supe-killing virus. In the comics, all of the atrocities that we've tied to Homelander were Black Noir's doing. He also eats some kids. It's a lot. Homelander's still a shit in the source material, make no mistake. But Black Noir masquerading as Homelander was really the comic's primary antagonist. Now, there's no rolling back the clock on the Prime Video version of Homelander. That big old deplorable ghoul is going to stay the way that he is until the day that he dies. But what happens if we end Season 4 with the triumphant belief that the recently inaugurated president and his right-hand woman worked with scientists to formulate a virus to take down the tyrant that had been plaguing America, only to then learn shortly after that there's another Homelander waiting under Black Noir's mask, and this one is way, way worse. This might seem like an unhinged theory, but I watched a lot of Eric Kripke's other wildly popular show, Supernatural. He's got shenanigans in him, that one. And there's another major hint in this trailer indicating that old Homelander ain't coming home on the other side.
We should totally just stab Caesar!
Like Caesar, says Homelander with excitement, completely forgetting that Caesar was rightfully murdered by his friends. Homelander might not have any friends, but it still seems like we should pick up another historical tyrant to tie ourselves to. I don't know. Outside of being another signal for the soup supremacist at large's demise, it's also one of countless indicators that Season 4 of The Boys is going to be political as hell. Season 3 was already skipping along into that territory, of course, with the Singer-Neuman ticket established and Homelander being labeled as a big fat fascist before killing someone in the middle of Main Street. And, thanks to Gen V, we know that Vought was already working towards a Homelander solution. The virus currently in Neuman's possession was always intended to help neutralize the star-spangled jerk. But while Vought would never intentionally kill their greatest soldier, the now dead Dean Shetty had other plans. And so far as Vought knows, the virus is in the wind. Neuman killed the virus's creator, Dr. Cardosa, as soon as she had it in her possession, and Shetty met her untimely end at the hands of Kate and Sam. Speaking Speaking of Kate and Sam, we will undoubtedly be seeing members of the Gen V cast pop up in season 4 of The Boys. We end the first season of Gen V with Marie and the rest of God U's now defunct top 5, plus Lizzie Broadway's Emma, trapped in what we can only assume is a Vought facility. But Kate and Sam are currently Homelander's favorite young Supes. As a matter of fact, it's perfectly possible that a misguided Sam is the one currently masquerading as Black Noir, though less fun if they do successfully off the leader of the 7. Kate and Sam's radicalization has already unfolded, as witnessed in the season 1 finale of Gen V. But Marie, Emma, Jordan, and Andre are easily set to signal that radicalization can be used for both good and evil, following the themes that are already heavily in play in The Boys Season 4 trailer. Homelander's skulking about being fashy. Annie, formerly known as Starlight, has a scene where she is literally depicted as a beacon of hope. The humans are divided and ready to rip each other apart, and the boys are most certainly never going to be considered the cooler heads in any scenario. But Marie and her team have already been firmly centered with a strong "the kids are alright" vibes. Still, they're trapped in a cell and might not be rescued until the season's nearly out. And the boys and Gen V both have the tall task of helping viewers understand the difference between political radicalization and violent extremism. While Sam and Kate are roaming free, they're at constant risk of falling victim not just to Vought's manipulation, but Homelander's. While he's usually been the type to use brute force to bend people to his will, the trailer hints that we could see the leader of the 7 take a more underhanded approach as things continue to escalate in America.
All democracies fail because people are f***ing stupid. But if you crush the masses, who builds your monuments? The people will tear it apart themselves. You just gotta nudge them a little. Then you get to swoop in, be the one saving it.
The trailer focuses on Annie and Homelander as the faces of the two sides, but there isn't one single person who can save the people in this level of division, something that will, without question, be a strong theme in season 4. Billy Butcher will absolutely be making it out of season 4 alive, unlike Homelander, probably. But he's gonna have one hell of a time doing so. Thanks to the fact that he couldn't stop shooting up V-24 back in season 3, Butcher is now terminally ill. Strangely, the trailer doesn't seem to hit on this too much, but unless there was a miraculous off-screen cure, you'll be seeing this adventure unfold in season 4 while Butcher fights to get Ryan out of Homelander's grasp. That is, of course, if Ryan isn't too far gone. At the end of season 3, the instigating factor for Homelander's murder in the middle of Main Street is someone shoving Ryan. As the person dies, we see Becca Butcher's son smile ominously before it cuts to black. But Butcher made a promise to his dead wife, and he'll be saving that little boy or dying trying. Regardless of who makes it out of season 4 alive and who doesn't, it's evident that the next season of The Boys is going to be turning things up to 11. Firecracker and Sister Sage will be joining the ranks, even if it hasn't been confirmed that they'll be members of the 7, but given the team's depleted ranks and their current branding issues, it seems pretty likely. Meanwhile, Neuman will continue her puppet act with Singer and the American people. Oh, and the season will be taking place during an election year? Fun. For more of The Boys universe, check out The Goopiest Death of the Boys. And for everything else, stick with IGN.